How to secretly lure my boyfriend's heart. Okay, so the Techno-Kengkla love story. You've seen Love by Chance, you know how it starts. Alrighty, so it takes place 1 year after Techno has graduated, and when Nick and Kenkla are second year students in the university. And basically, Kenkla has followed No for 3 years. No feels like he is ugly and unlovable, and every time he finds someone that he likes that seems to like him back, the girl will just disappear and he'll never see her again, basically. And in all reality, what was happening was every time Kenkla found out that there was a love interest for No, he would go and he would steal her away. He would go and he would flirt with the girl and steal her away from Techno, without Techno knowing, of course, and basically use her up and push her aside. And that's how it went. And this is the reason why Techno has never had a girlfriend. Because of Kenkla. For 3 years, he was always interfering. And yeah, so we know about the assault. We know how that happened. Afterwards, Kenkla made Techno feel like he was the one who assaulted him. And Techno believed it, and he felt terrible. And Techno agrees to be Kenkla's boyfriend, and they date for a month and a half. And during this month and a half of them being in a relationship, Techno falls head over heels in love with Kenkla. And Kenkla is a master manipulator. Insanely. Like, he lies about everything and he manipulates Techno so badly because he knows exactly what to do, what to say, how to act to get Techno to do what he wants. So he manipulates him with everything. When Techno's planning to go out with friends, he does something to make him go to him instead. When Techno is working, he pretends that he's sick. When Techno has a trip planned with his colleagues for their vacation that he's supposed to go on, Kenkla calls him crying hysterically, telling him that his parents are getting a divorce and no one loves him and that he wants to unalive himself. So Techno literally bails on his work trip that he's supposed to be doing. And he races to Kenkla's house, and Kenkla is just crying and depressed because Techno thinks that Kenkla is going to hurt himself, and that's just what it is. And he lied. He lied about the whole thing. He manipulated him insanely, and to the point where when Techno finds out about it, about everything, he's not even angry that he was assaulted by this boy. He's not even upset. The thing that hurt Techno was not the fact that Kenkla assaulted him. It was the fact that he was lying to him for a month and a half about everything. That's what the problem wasn't that he was assaulted. It was that he was lied to for a month and a half by a person that he was madly, insanely in love with. I very much dislike Kenkla. I've never been a fan of his, ever, ever, ever. And rereading the books, I hate. I swore that I was never going to read this book again, and I felt the need to because of all the people defending him or something. I don't know, but wow. I don't like him. I don't like him. And I absolutely I hate that he is the only person to ever make Techno feel valid and wanted and good enough, basically. Like, everyone has always told him he's not handsome, like he's not good looking, no one will ever want him, kind of stuff. So he finally feels like someone actually wants him. So yeah, after Techno finds out that KENKLA and Nick had been lying and plotting and all of this behind his back, he's completely heartbroken. He doesn't know how to feel. So he does the one thing he knows that he can do. He goes to type. And Type knew because Type isn't a dumbass, you know? Type catches on to things. So Type had a feeling that this is what was happening, and he was just waiting for for it to come to light, for him to be made aware of the situation. And so he tells Techno, like, you know what you got to do? You need to make him pay for it. You need to do whatever. Type is like, okay, so you and KENKLA have been dating for a month and a half, so that means that you need to stay away from him for a month and a half to make him prove that he actually loves you. He needs to spend at least that amount of time trying to win you back. And Techno was scared because he's like, what if he gives up on me? Like, what if he decides he doesn't want to waste all of this time trying to get me back? And Type tells him straight out, if he gives up, then he doesn't really fucking love you. So he's saying that he was trying to get you for 3 years and he finally got you. And then now that he's got you and you love him and he loves you, he's gonna give up? He's gonna give up? No. If he really loves you, he's gonna keep going. So Techno told KENKLA that he did not want to see him again until he could prove to him that he loved him. And for an entire month, KENKLA wrote him a letter every single day. It was supposed to be 1 month and 15 days because y'all were dating for a year and a half, but Techno caved early and took him back because, yeah. Because that's just how Techno is. He's a good person with a good heart and a good soul. And he fucking loved KENKLA with his bitch ass. Anyways, so that's what happened. That's how that went. And Techno started to catch on to a lot of things after that. So, he knows when KENKLA's lying to him now. He knows when KENKLA's trying to manipulate him now. And he stands his guard for the most. And he tells KENKLA that basically you can do whatever you want to me. You can do whatever you want to my body. Just don't fucking lie to me again. So like Techno knows that KENKLA still gets Techno drunk to take advantage of his body and everything. He still does that. Like, you didn't learn, but Techno allows him to. He knows that he does it, and he says that it's okay. He gives him consent. Like, he's like, you don't have to ask me for permission to do anything to my body because I belong to you, and you belong to me. Just don't lie to me again. So yeah, toxic. Toxic. How to secretly lure my boyfriend's heart. Toxicity level, I'm gonna give it a 14 out of 10. Definitely toxic. Sexual assault, that's a thing. Manipulation, yes, lots of it. If you're looking for steamy, I mean, it's Mame. She knows how to paint a picture. So if you're reading books solely for the sexcapades, then her novels are gonna be very graphic in that sense. And they're probably the way to go. But once again, toxic. Sweetness level. It's got Techno, and he is my comfort character. So I'm going to say sweetness is like a 7 or an 8 because KENKLA does love him, even though he's extremely manipulative and a freaking psycho. He does love Techno, and the moments that he is with Techno, he is extremely sweet to him. So I will give them that. All in all, is it a good book? It's a decent book. It's decent. I would not suggest it to just anyone because there are triggers, you know. I mean, it's Mame, and she's allergic to healthy relationships and all that stuff. So it's not for the faint of heart, basically. Um, I would I would suggest for you to be in a good mindset before you read. But all in all, it is a decent novel. It's not terrible. She knows how to paint a picture. It's extremely graphic though. Um yeah, take with that what you will. But this is the Klano story in the Mameverse. And you can find the link to the novel in my Wattpad, which is in the link in my bio.